Hello, New Orleans. You're listening to the Sports Coma, your new #1 podcast on everything Saints, Pelicans, and a lot more. And now, here's your host, Big Q and the guys.
What's up, Sports Coma world? We chiming in post-game in that New Orleans Saints debacle, man. Losing 16-13 to the New York Giants.
I absolutely love it.
Close game, defense came to play.
I told y'all what my little brother was going to do.
Actually, no. You actually told us the defense was going to suck and that the offense was going to be our bread and butter. But actually, it was reverse.
But he going to still claim a credit for that anyway. But anyway, you listen to Sports Cone, Big Q and the guys. We doing a the post game for the New Orleans Saints loss to the Giants by the score of 16-13.
Man,
it was a battle, man. You know, the offense sputtered along much of the first half. The defense, man, was spot on. They came to play 4 quarters. They kept the New York Giants offense out of the.
They did not get in the box
They
time.
did not get an offensive touchdown of any type this game. And the only thing that happened pretty much was our special team stunk it up. And for 3 quarters of the game, our offense stunk it up. So in the studio tonight, the guys, I like Suede affectionately call them the Super Predators.
Right.
And at the end of the day, they still lost.
Maserati 5.
Who's
forever the optimist for the Saints. He's forever the positive guy, talking good for the Saints. And the true soldier of the Saints Nation.
Shout out my partner Twan chiming
Mr.
in.
Blaxuede.
Angelo chiming in on it.
We got our Facebook family chiming in live.
On the live feed.
And on live feed talking to us.
You want to call in, man? Call in. The number is 504-450-6383. Again, the number is 504-450-6383.
Yes.
450-6383.
So you won't be looking for an O.
Yeah, you won't be looking for O. Hey, you know what his mom told me one time? She said, look, I just give it a number, right? She said, I don't understand why it's the wrong number. And I said, well, no, I mean, it's the wrong number. I just gave you the wrong number. No, I know what happened. We forgot to put the dash in. That's what your mom said. Anyway.
Man, you better talk about Miss Wayne that like that, boy.
Hey, bro, don't be put my mom name out there.
It's my fault, bro. I said yes.
All right. So,
last name.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all love, baby. It's all love. So here we talking about the Saints, man. It was a crazy loss. It seems we always find a way to defeat ourselves. At some point, we're gonna have to put everything together and play with some cohesiveness. Cohesiveness. So I mean, with that being said, Q.
Yes, sir.
What do you think we should do as far as to get things together?
Oh man, you got 3 hours? Because I mean a damn half a day actually. I mean, like I said, we can start with the positives and then work backwards. Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at what the defense did last week. They got credit for not stopping in the damn body, but this game they actually came to play on the road, no doubt, and stop the offensive squad as good as the Giants from getting 1 touchdown in their own end zone, in their own building. Forced 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers. And not only that, but like I said, they were just balling. They just did what they had to do.
Yeah, that kind of hurt.
They did. They finally got a couple of sacks. They got pressure on Eli. They were held a lot. There were a lot of calls that wasn't made that I personally seen, at least 6 or 7 holding penalties that they didn't call.
Right.
But outside of that,
and that's another thing. The refs seemed like they were passive on calls.
Yes.
On the
but not on your butt.
No.
You got another. Of course, we averaging 2 a game. We averaging 2 a game. I mean, 1 a game. 1 spectacular call that ended up ultimately kind of hurting us in the end. The game 1 situation was with Craig Robinson when that was a bull crap pass interference call. This time around, it was Odell Beckham against Sterling Moore, in which Odell Beckham initiated the contact,
and they called it on
Sterling Moore. So that was one that got them in position. That was a big penalty.
This is the thing, though. How you gonna whine when you clearly? I remember at one point in the game, they had 2 back-to-back holding penalties on my brother's team, my little brother's team.
Because he was holding,
and it was 1st and 30.
He was holding.
It was 1st and 30. The Saints had horrible 3rd down efficiency on both sides of the ball, converting them.
They did,
and stopping the Giants from converting them. That was one of the biggest flaws that they had. Brandon Coleman, like my partner Twan just chimed in and said, Brandon Coleman needs to be cut.
Hey, Twan, I agree with your partner. I've been talking that man since the start of preseason. I despise Brandon Coleman. They keep doing this potential thing about him potentially being it because he's 6'6", 230 pounds. I personally believe that if I'm 6'6", 230 pounds, that a cornerback shouldn't be able to pull me down. One dude shouldn't be able to tackle me. That's what I think.
That's why we got rid of Jimmy Graham.
Then not to mention, if you 6'6" and you playing cornerbacks, every cornerback that you're going to match up with, you got a size advantage over. You're going to have more 5'11", or 5'10", or 6 feet, or 6'1" cornerbacks you're going to match up. So if it's a jump ball scenario, I'm coming down with it.
No.
This dude here, he had 2 holding penalties that really hurt. He had one decent catch, and the rest he had disastrous catches that really hurt us in the end.
Yeah, those catches were nullified due to the fact that this dude cannot get anything together. We're going to call him can't get right.
He's terrible.
What I don't understand.
So big up to Twine for making that observation because that dude sucks.
Now, paying attention to the Saints offense for that first half, which was horrible. The defense, of course, came to play. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Pete Carmichael is calling the plays now, but the offense looked so vanilla. It was certain times they got on the field and looked like they didn't. Yeah, they actually looked like they didn't know what they were doing. Driving, huh? They didn't know what they were doing.
They don't know what they're doing. I mean, at the end of the day,
it was Bolo. It was a point. Breeze got on the field. Everybody kept running up to him. It was like at the end of the second, and he was like, you know what, just go where you think you're supposed to be. And then they just went there, and then they just took the delay of game. And then they took a delay of game coming from a timeout.
That's like sacrilegious.
How do you do that?
I don't know, but they did it.
Q almost broke the table.
Yeah, I almost took the table and suplexed the table. Because that's so ridiculous.
But this shouldn't have been a surprise to y'all. Y'all
Don't
already
start
knew what time it was.
Don't start in.
I already told y'all what time it was.
First of all,
it came to fruition.
Drew Brees was 29 of 44, 263 yards, 1 touchdown. He was sacked twice in the game.
That's for Drew Brees, by the way.
That's
not good stats.
That's pretty low as far as his standards. That is. But still,
did he have a throwing touchdown today?
Yes, he had 1 touchdown toss.
But
this is the thing that I'm kind of upset with. The running game was non-existent once again.
We had a running game?
Exactly.
Right.
The Mark Ingram 9 carries for 30 yards, averaging 3.3 yards a carry.
Which is pretty good. That's pretty solid. That's in the NFL, 3.3 is pretty solid.
Let me tell you
20
something.
touches.
All being said, 13 carries for 41 yards with a 3.2 average. That's not going to get it done. That's not the definition of balance. That's not going to happen for you. If they'd have brought the running game, we could have ate a little of that clock. And it's a couple of observations that we're going to get in today. The timeout situation was another issue that happened today again. We ran out of timeouts again during at the end of the game like we did last game.
Yeah.
Kobe Fleener is another dude we need to get into because Kobe Fleener, to me, is ridiculous. We're giving this clown $50-something million. He has no emotion. He is the exact opposite of what Jared Mashaki brought to this team. Jared Mashaki will catch the ball. He'll throw his head back. He'll pump his fist. This clown make a catch and get up and go run. He's a zombie out there. No emotion whatsoever. He can't. I mean, you have to put the ball right in his hands for him to make the catch, and this is ridiculous. Even if he don't know where the hell he's going, one thing's for certain is if you come from Indianapolis and you caught 50 balls a year, 3 straight years, you should know how to catch. And that's a skill that translates if you're going to go from one team to another. You don't even have to
know how to run. Just know how to catch.
How to catch.
I think it's about time that, you know what I'm saying, we come to the fact that the Saints are going to have to bring out the big weapons and call his mom.
I don't think she'll get a rise out of him, man. You set the dude's house on fire. I don't think he'll get a rise out that clown. But he was thrown to 8 times, 2 catches for 29 yards. Now, how pedestrian is that for a man making $54 million for 4 or 5 years, perhaps? Yeah. Okay. Now, we're going to get to all them guys, man. But let me ask y'all take about, as far as what Drew Brees, looking at the balance with Pete Carmichael and what Drew Brees said, it looked like it had like a disconnect there. You know what I'm saying? When Drew Brees went to the sideline, he wanted to make a timeout call. Then he was like, then Carmichael was like, stop
to verify whether or not you
right. Now, did you ever known Drew Brees to ever look and do something like that?
And that's kind of that's a bit of a problem because Drew Brees used to be a field captain where we're gonna do this, and this, and y'all gonna like it, and that's just what it's gonna be, and y'all got to deal with it.
Not anymore.
Now he's asking, can I call a timeout?
Right.
He's got to get verification on plays.
I don't like that.
So is this Carmichael? Is he calling the offensive plays?
It's got to be Carmichael
because everybody looks confused.
Because Sean Payton would allow Drew Brees to take. He got total command of that offense,
Right.
even when calling timeouts when he feel he don't have to get it together.
Right.
But the mere fact that you see Drew Brees with such emotion, like he then, like you mentioned earlier, coming out of the timeout and then get a delay of game. Kobe Fleener didn't know what he was doing. The other guy behind him ain't know what he's doing.
And some of the passes from Brees did look kind of over Fleener's head,
You're
all behind him.
professional.
But
You're being
at the
paid to
same
catch
time,
those.
he's being paid. I didn't see him make an effort to get the ball. He didn't jump to get it. He didn't look like he had alligator arms. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Fleener. Fleener, he's pretty much looking overrated to me. And some people warned us about it. And Q, you backed him.
I think even though I'm hard on him, I still think you got to give him a little time here. Because he could very well, he did it consistently for Indianapolis. He could do it for you. Now we gonna go through his little bumps and bruises.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're gonna give him his knocks because he's supposed to produce better than that. He was targeted 9 times, come up with 2 catches for 29 yards. You got to do better than that, man. But
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The guy that I'm really gonna dump on right now is 2 guys in particular. 2 of your
Not one of my guys.
Two of your BFI
Team BFI guys in the building.
the Garbage Crew All Stars. With
The Garbage Crew All-Stars.
which is Travaris Cadet, who leads the team,
My starting halfback.
and Brandon Coleman.
And Brandon
Mr.
Coleman, my
Mr.
starting
Potential
wide
is his new
receiver.
nickname. Mr.
Mr.
Potential potentially could be a dominant 6'6" wide receiver. The guy 1 inch shorter than Megatron?
Right.
But nowhere even close to Megatron?
No, man.
I mean, come on, man.
This dude
This is
can't get
ridiculous,
right.
man.
He can't do anything correctly, man.
Speaking of, we need to give a shout out to Almost Got Him. Almost Got Him actually got him one today.
You got him one, and then Mike Multis
Almost got
followed
him,
him up.
got him one finally today, man.
I gotta give credit to you.
Congratulations,
Right.
Cameron
Cam
Jordan.
Jordan,
Big
good
shout
big
to
guy.
Finally
Cam,
getting you a
almost
sack.
got him, Jordan. You finally got him.
Cam got him today, but Cam got held a lot too. There was 3 or 4 of them where he was just one guy. I remember a couple of times he got ripped down and it was no call.
Yeah, I
just
get it.
didn't
But
like
Cam to come off the line
but
kind
he-
of wild too. I mean, I can see Cam several times putting his hands all in the necks of people and everything. They kind of just let him play because he's just wild. And that's kind of the reason he can't never get to the quarterback because he's just completely wild and plays out of position half the time when he gets off the line. Call in live, y'all want to make y'all chime in or y'all want to express y'all disgust about the New Orleans Aints. The number is 504-450-6383. 504-450-6383. You can go live on the air.
We out there.
Express your disgust of the New Orleans Aints. There's nothing really to build on and nothing to be happy about at this very moment. The Saints.
I disagree. I think there's a lot we can look at.
I totally
I think
agree.
there's some things here that we can build on. Number one, the defense was encouraging. They didn't do that at home, mind you. What they gave you at home against Oakland, they couldn't stop Oakland. But you look at what they did at home against the Giants. I keep saying this at home. It's difficult and hard to win games in other people's arena, especially when they there. It's hard to win away. And the defense came to play.
What's going on, Wilma?
So, we just got to give them credit for that, man.
That's why I'm saying no nothing right there. You just commented again.
Yeah, I can't
You
see
see
it.
it right there?
Can another one, I can't see that. One ill cut the bitch soon as we get off the plane. I mean, he make a reference to your boy.
Cadet
Coleman, one of them.
A lot of people need to cut soon as they get off the plane.
Soon as they get off the
No,
plane.
he said Cam another one that need to be cut soon as he get off the plane. Yeah.
Not producing like he
That
should
was
be.
Twan said. Yeah,
No,
so,
this guy's supposed to bring you 13, 14, 15 sacks a season.
He has been kind of quiet lately. He has been very
Hey,
quiet.
you gotta remember too. Now Cam gets doubled a lot too. Now
Oh, okay.
he gets doubled a lot too. But I ain't making excuses for him. If he's called the best defensive player the Saints got, he got to do better. Than
JJ
this,
Watt
man.
gets doubled a lot. That stops
That's
him.
a different beast altogether.
What do you mean? That's supposed to be. I mean, that's the
No.
best we have to offer.
No, because J.J. Watt takes
J.J. Watt.
steroids. He takes steroids.
Come on, man. Allegedly, we're on the air live, man. You trying to get us sued? What is wrong with you?
Steroids.
What is wrong with you?
Steroids.
Anyway, look,
Look at these beads around his neck.
the total yardage. The Giants had 417 total yards against the Saints, 288. Time of possession, 34-7 versus the Saints, 25-53. Giants 3 turnovers. The Saints
That's the problem, dude.
No
3
turnovers for the Saints
and
today.
You can't capitalize off
Didn't
any
turn
of
the
them.
ball over, but the Saints forced 3 turnovers. I don't know if they got any points off. I think they got 7 points off of one of the turnovers.
You're listening to the PRO Media Network. The next level in entertainment.
And 22-16 on the first down as far as the Giants won that.
Right.
What was the third down conversion rate?
I don't know what the third down conversion.
How many third downs did the Giants convert compared to the Saints?
7 of 15 was the third down efficiency rate. Saints went 3 of 13. So they completed almost half of their third down conversions, which you'll win every time doing shit like that.
Oh yeah. Then it's pivotal third down. It was third and like next week. Third and Tuesday after next. And they just completed. I just don't understand it, But yeah, this is the team y'all like. This is
I love my team.
Listen, we had one game where the offense was explosive, defense was non-existent. The next game, offense was non-existent, defense was explosive. So by thinking of that paradigm,
right,
then the next game they're gonna put it together. They're gonna put it together,
which would be the Falcons on Monday night, which would be right on time.
Which means that'll be a good setup game.
Right. It'll be right on time.
So now we hoping and praying again, right?
No,
well, actually, it's not a hope and a prayer. You actually have a good offense, man, and the Saints have an awesome offense. Mm-hmm. The defense has been standing its own. The defense did not hold its own in like one quarter, and that was the full quarter of the Raiders game where they just fell and collapsed. So you have a decent defense. You have a powerful offense. They just decided not to show up today.
Well, big shout out to Craig Robinson. Once again led the Saints in tackles today. Big player for them. Had 13 total sacks. 2 of them were for losses.
What's going on, Smiley?
Sterling Moe, 9 tackles total. 1 pass breakup. And outside him, it was Von Bell with 9 total tackles. Vinny Vaccaro had 9. And Cam almost got him. Jordan had 8 total tackles. And, of course, he had that 1 sack. And he had 2 tackles for losses and 1 QB hit. So, I guess Cam did a little something better than what the hell he did last game. That's for certain.
He did, but, I mean, speaking of which,
and we actually got Von Bell on the field, too.
Right?
And did his thing. He did pretty good.
I was completely disgusted by Vaccaro towards the end of the game. I don't know if y'all saw, but they had they flashed Sean Payton as he was waiting or looking up on Amos and helplessly on the sideline while they were kneeling on the ball getting set up for the field goal. At the 2-second mark, Vaccaro actually laughing on the sideline about something or other. Really? He was actually engaged in entertaining and like a laughing conversation.
While they were possibly getting ready to lose.
Yeah, well, they were definitely getting ready to lose.
Yeah. Did Sean Payton get on him for that?
Well, Sean Payton looked like he was just lost.
Wasn't there?
Just lost. He couldn't believe it for the second week in a row.
I have to say, man, Sean Payton was totally uncharacteristic emotionally in this game. He was detached from this game emotionally. You can look at him saying he wasn't pointing or fussing or more engaging as we had customarily seen.
And that's why I say, is this the game he's not making the calls? Right. It has to be because he was detached, just like you said.
He was detached, man.
You think his personal life might be taking a toll on him with the family and all?
Well, I don't. You never know. You never know.
But I think a lot of this too is he allowing Pete Carmichael to operate the offense and keep trying to stay and keep away from it. Although I did see him have one of them boards in his hand where he was seeing what calls was made. But the reality situation is, the guy. What's the special teams coach? Whatever. Is that
nobody knows that garbage man?
You have to look up that guy's name because that guy is
ridiculous.
Has been with this team for I don't know how long.
He's ridiculous.
He's totally pathetic. He's trash.
He can't find a kicker. He can't create lanes on return, kickoff returns.
And remember that the biggest play we could talk about, Ken Crawley reading the ball where the ball went right through his kids is killing me. But right when the ball went right through his hands into the wide receiver.
Which was a good. He covered him well.
We understand that, but the killing play. Remember who is directly responsible for this loss. It is not, in part, totally the offense. I laid number 1 on the special teams. Yep. That's why you lost today.
They gave up 7 points.
They gave up 7 points on the block. Then if you notice, the rest of the kicks were also challenged where the interior of the special team line could not hold back the Giants.
Right.
They could not do it. And I put that blame squarely on that shitty special teams coach. And he need to get his ass handed to him.
That want to blame Ken Crawley for that last
Totally blame him.
No, you can't blame him because he's definitely the one that punched out the ball down the field that forced a fumble.
I blame him and the dumbass defensive coordinator for not not understanding. Yo, they just challenged you with Beckham on the left side. Chances are they're going up top, either to Beckham again, or they're gonna go over the Cruz on the other side. I definitely would have gone at you on those cornerbacks. And you should have definitely rotated safety help over there.
Listen, let me be honest with you. We're going to look at the stats. The stats going to tell the story. Mm-hmm. The reality situation is Odell Beckham had 86 catches. He was averaging almost 11 catches. I mean, every time he caught the ball, almost 11 yards a carry. Catch. Victor Cruz, 4 catches for 91 yards, and Sterling Shepard, the slot receiver, 8 catches, 117 yards, averaging 14.6.
Which is some nice receiving numbers.
Right.
But did not get in the box.
That's my ultimate point is, all that being said, with all that, how good Odell looked catching the ball, and Victor Cruz making his little moves, and Sterling Shepard pointing for first downs. No touchdowns. All that stuff that they did and all them stats go for naught because they did not get in the end zone in their own stadium. And that was due to the fact, which is a major milestone, because we talk about how shitty and terrible our defense is, and that we can't stop anybody. Got it? But you know what? They got pissed off and said, you know what? We're going to show y'all what time it is. And they shut the Giants' offense down today.
Like TJ&Y?
Forced 3 turnovers.
We talking about Saints. This is the post-game show. Give us your call if you want to chime in. 504-450-6383.
We got about 10 minutes before we go to break, but
10 minutes before we go to break. But call it anyway, man. We have you on hold. We gonna talk with you.
So give us some more analysis on what you believe the Saints need to do, realistically speaking.
Realistically speaking, the Saints at this point, it's too late for them to really delve into free agency unless they're gonna try and do something with the cornerback play. Because we're hurting on the cornerback just a bit. As far as the offense has got to find. I think this team has to find an identity. This team has got to find out who we are. If we're gonna go back to being a passing team, let's do that. If we're gonna be a running team, let's do that. If we're gonna be a balanced team, let's do that. But whatever we're gonna do, we need to figure out what that is, and we need to figure out what that is quickly, because another game or two, you'll be in mid-October, where your season is like out there on the fringe. You find yourself at 1-4, 1-5, and now you're clawing with Carolina and Atlanta and Tampa Bay still in your backyard. Now you're reaching and trying to figure out what to do. Yeah. So while it's still salvageable, I think that what we need to do is, the first thing we need to do is identify who we are as a team. Once we identify who we are as a team, I think we need to run with that identity, whether we win or lose with that identity. At least we picked one, and we're not week to week. We're going to be this one week, we're going to be that the other week. Brandon Cooks showed up tremendously week 1.
Yeah.
I didn't hear him at all today.
He
actually played pretty.
It wasn't last week. It wasn't the last week performance.
He had 7 catches for 68 yards.
Right, and
almost 10 yards a carry.
And those key players between Willie Snead, Brandon Cooks, Drew Brees, Mark Ingram,
Michael Thomas,
they have to understand that the only way to the Saints' success and the only keys they're gonna have to success is they gotta have big games every Sunday. They cannot take off. They cannot rely on another guy to take their slack. They cannot have a bad game. And that's just the long and the short of it. The Saints don't have the luxury of other teams, other good teams to where one of your players have a bad day. Victor Cruz can be off, and you still got Odell Beckham that can take the workload of a Victor Cruz and an Odell Beckham. And if Odell got hurt, Victor Cruz could do the same. Now you bringing Sterling Shepard into the mix. Sterling Shepard appears that he could take the load of an Odell or Victor Cruz or wherever he needs to be.
Didn't he used to be on The View?
Did he used to be on The View?
Sterling Shepard?
No, he wasn't on The View.
What that was?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, all right.
But, I mean, the Saints have got to identify who they are, and they got to run with that identity, and they got to trust their players. If you're going to trust Breeze, trust Breeze. If Breeze going to be the field general,
that's Sharon Shepard. I'm sorry. Continue.
Leave him alone. If you're going to let Breeze go out there and call the plays, and you're going to let Breeze audible at the line, Breeze has yet...
Kiki Shepard.
Breeze has Yolito Shepard. Breeze has yet to come out with the crazy audibles and read the defense. And one time he did read the defense, he read it so wrong. It happened. The Giants showed one thing. He called against that, and then they blitzed the piss out of him and almost killed him. So
Right.
I think the Saints have to. Until they identify who they are and then we work that plan, the Saints are not gonna. It's gonna be a very long season because at this point they don't know who they are.
Well,
Go ahead. Well, you're right. I agree with everything you're saying. We have been blessed to the fact that we have the Falcons, who I think are going to beat the Raiders, unfortunately. Well, it's 28-21 with 4 minutes, I think, left in that game. He has to refresh that. Hopefully they're losing. You have Carolina, who won, and you have Tampa Bay, who lost. So they go to 1-1. They go to 1-1.
Falcons 35-28.
They won.
28. They won 35-28. Sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, yeah.
The Bucks have fallen down now. Not everybody in our division is 1-1.
Shepherd's pie.
We're in the basement.
Oh, huh?
We're in the basement.
We're in the basement of the
Once
NFC South, but it's not a deep basement.
No.
Okay, we can crawl out this basement. Okay, everybody has 1 loss, 1 win, and we have no wins, 2
Shout out
losses.
Arizona, man. That's pretty impressive, man. It just skunks and.
And I want to apologize to the Cardinals too. I wasn't eating the pudding this morning. I'm still not eating the pudding, but they handled their business this afternoon and good job.
Shout out to the Broncos too, man. I thought this post Manning era would be like a bit rough for them, but they seem to be handling it pretty well. They too, shout out to the Broncos.
Maria.
We got to play them, I think, later this season, so that's gonna be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, it's gonna be an issue. I thought we might be able to get over on that game because of the quarterback situation.
I don't believe
This
so.
dude
might be
is still
something
playing on Shepherd. He said, "The Lord is my shepherd." He killed it.
Yeah, but no, I don't believe the Broncos. I don't believe anything in the AFC West. Looking at the Chargers, skunking the Jaguars 38-14. The Broncos 34-20. We've already played the Raiders, who we lost to, and who else we got out there? Kansas City.
Yep. Rome's team.
Wrong team. I don't look at any of those teams being like easy. I think all of those teams. I think the Raiders are the worst of those teams, and the Raiders have already beat us by 2 points. So this could be getting ready to be a really long season here. I think I'll bring my paper bag next week.
Well, no, like I
We
said,
lose on Monday. I'm bringing the bag out.
Well, listen, we constantly looking at we can't always take what's in front of us as an end product to deal with the season gonna
Miss
be.
Cruz.
Life just don't work like that.
How you doing, Miss
doesn't.
Cruz?
I agree
It
with
don't
that.
work like that.
I
You
agree with that,
gotta,
but
you
this
gotta,
is 2 games now, and it's the same result on both ends
you
of the ball.
gotta understand.
Last week it was a defensive mess up. This week it's an offensive mess up.
What I'm saying is this. There's some flux going on here,
Civil Shepherd.
and
I'm sorry. Okay.
Go ahead, man.
I mean, like I said, you said team identity. I think it's with
Colleen,
with
thank
Drew
you for tuning in
Brees
there.
with Drew Brees in there. It's going to be a passing team. Ain't no doubt about it. Now you had 4. How many running backs? They got 5 active running backs on the team, right?
With no true wide receiver.
Okay, so but this obviously the onus is they're gonna have to learn how to run the ball. I mean, what did they do today? I don't think they even got 15 carries between the three random. No, 13 carries between Ingram, Hightower, and John Kuhn for 41 yards and 3.2 yards average on the carry. The longest run was Ingram when he broke out and got tripped up for that 9-yard run.
That was a pretty good run.
He couldn't get going. He broke that last one. He had.
They couldn't get
real
going
estate
at all.
clearance, but 13 carries. You won't be able to get nothing going with 13 carries. You have to do better.
German
than that.
Shepherd.
You see it? Oh, you understood him. He playing kid. He's still running with Shepherd. He's still running with the Shepherds too. See? I told you it's funny though. I'm sorry. Vader's got us started.
Oh shit!
Dude, but
shit!
But anyway, like I said,
right.
We gotta think about this in a certain way, and a certain way it is the team first. If we'd have used our first week mind and said, well, all they could do is what they could do, and they're gonna just get blown out by this team next week. It wasn't the case.
Right.
We picked in the high scores, high 20s, high 30s, low 30s.
Right.
In games like last year, they almost broke the scoring record between the two of them. This year, they 16-13. Now, who would have thought that?
Who would have thought that?
You didn't think the Saints defense was capable of even shutting anybody down.
Right, but the defense been holding their own. Like I said, 1 quarter the Saints defense did not hold their own. But we're about to take this commercial break, man. We want y'all to call in. This is Big Q and the Super Predators. We're in the building with the post-game talk. keeping it real. Say what you want, type what you want. We see you live, Facebook.
504-450-6383. Let's chime in.
Right.
Let's chime in, baby. Let's get it going.
Winter is gone, so spring on over to We've Got It, your low-price, high-class leader. That's right, come in now and take advantage of our everyday bundle deals on any 3 bundles. 12 to 16 inches, $130. 18 to 22 inches, $155. And 24 to 30 inches, $185. We've Got It. 495 Voters Road in Slidell. 985-445-1400. That's 985-445-1400.
At The Posh Lifestyle, I go there for all my health needs. They offer great deals on organics, water filters, healing magnetics, healing crystals, clothing, books, DVDs, vitamins, and a lot more. They even have free shipping when you spend over $100 on most products. With secure online ordering, fast service, and great products, I save some money and I'm improving my health doing it. It's a win-win. So do what I did. Go to shop.theposhlifestyle.com. That's shop.theposhlifestyle.com. That's shop.theposhlifestyle.com. So upgrade your lifestyle with The Posh Lifestyle and love what you do.
Hey, I'm Paul, and I used to ask if you could hear me now with Verizon. Not anymore. I'm with Sprint now, because guess what? It's 2016 and every network is great. In fact, Sprint's reliability is now within 1% of Verizon. And Sprint saves you 50% on most Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile rates. So I switched to Sprint, and millions more have too. Can you hear that?
Don't let a 1% difference cost you twice as much. Switch to Sprint today.
What up, America? This Big Q from the Sports Coma, letting you know that you can follow us and the guys on Facebook, All Saints and Pelican fans, also on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, The Sports Coma. You can also download our podcast at podbean.com. So check us out for all the intense and entertainment talk on the Saints, the Pels, and a hell of a lot more. Only at The Sports Coma, you heard me?
Get ready, New Orleans. It's time for the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, telling you everything you need to know about the Saints, Pelicans, and a whole lot more.
I ain't gonna say it no more.
Welcome back to the Sports Coma, Big Q and the guys, affectionately known as the Super Predators.
Yeah.
And we talking Saints and
thanks, Hillary Clinton.
Saints and the Giants, man. Saints 0-2 in the hole, they in the cellar, everybody else. I know Atlanta beat the Raiders today. Tampa Bay, they lost. And of course, you know, Carolina, they was able to come out with the game. They blew that team away completely.
So like I say, it's a 1-1. It's a 1-1 division. We had 0-2.
0-2.
We're not in the deep hole just yet, man.
No, sir,
we can
not
climb
yet.
out of this very easily. You have the Falcons Monday night, which the Saints are known to do good on Monday nights.
And you're gonna be at home against the Falcons.
You'll be at home against the Falcons. So the Falcons are not they're not the ones. You know, they're not really an awesome team this year. Yeah, they did beat the Raiders, who we lost to. But, I mean, if you ask me, we beat the Raiders, but we just beat ourselves at the same time.
A lot of suspect calls in that game, especially the one with Craig Robinson. Suspect calls in this game against the Giants.
Which are game changers.
Right at key pivotal moments, like the pass interference call against Sterling Moore against Odell Beckham when Beckham initiated contact, then threw his arms up like somebody did him something, and the referee threw the flag. I think that's a tactic that the Saints wide receivers need to use. Yeah. Especially Kobe Fleener, who was targeted, I believe, 9 times and came down with 2 catches, thrown to 9 times. Now, of course, I've seen 3 of those catches that he was pass interference, but he is so non-emotional. At least if you gonna get if the referees might not be able to do, but
they might not see it, but if you show some emotion, they might keep an eye on. They keep an eye on the next play.
Right.
I saw no emotion from, and then I'm gonna be honest, from a majority of the guys except Brandon Cooks, it was no emotion.
Brandon Cooks, Willie Snead, They
came to play.
Emotional.
I didn't see anything from Ingram. I didn't really see Ingram get emotional. I didn't even see
him a chance to.
I didn't.
He's a
13 character.
Yeah,
he got to touch the ball 20 times a game.
He got to turn. He's like the Hulk. You got to give him time to get mad. I didn't even see any kind of reaction from Drew. Drew's whole body posture was just off.
He was confused.
He was confused, and it just looked crazy. And like you said,
I think he's getting shorter.
Well, listen, my take is if you look at it, that we didn't get down the key moments. We didn't produce when we needed to do that. Defense. Now I gotta, even though it's a loss,
right.
Okay. There's some things we can think about. That's a positive.
Thanks, Vader, for shiggity.
The Saints they were 2 in the cellar, but these are non-divisional games. So let's understand that. Non-divisional games, even though it's the Raiders and then this game to the Giants, these guys outside of the division. The division games do count. Right. If we can get going in the division with a win against Atlanta, that can kind of turn things around.
Yeah,
Remember, as this team has played preseason into the regular season, this team has yet to win a game. They've yet to understand how it feels to have an NFL win this year.
Do me a favor. Look at the stats. See the last time we won a game.
Oh man, I think wasn't it late last year? Last game of last year.
Was it who did we beat? Atlanta? No. We beat Atlanta at home on a Monday night. We lost to them again. Might have been.
It's been a while since we even had a win.
While, yeah. I don't even know what the win smells like.
All right.
Or feels like. By the way, shout out to Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns.
That's what's up, Lee. Hey, Lee, you can call in right now, Lee.
The Cleveland Browns.
You can call
out for losing again and making the Cleveland
the Cleveland Clowns
in reality after y'all stole the NBA championship.
504-450-6383. Call in, man. Chime in.
Hold on. I always wanted to do this. Shirley Strawberry. I feel much better about life now. Y'all go ahead.
Shirley Strawberry.
Right.
All right,
so,
I got you.
Yeah, shout out to Cleveland. Y'all stole the NBA championship, but the football thing is still not working for y'all.
Oh, wow.
So I love it.
That's what's up. Man.
I see you, baby. Chime in 504-450-6383 to discuss this most exhilarating loss.
Leo told me, he said last year against Atlanta was the last win we had.
That's what I thought.
Last year,
Atlanta.
Which was what, week?
They are weak.
Yeah, I can't even rebut it.
That's a damn shame, man. Moving right along.
Hold on, I don't remember.
The rest of the
I know, right, Charmaine? But Leo just told us it was against Atlanta. I don't know what week it was in. It was probably week. Shoot, I think we played them last.
Night, it was like a Monday night or Thursday night game.
No, we played Carolina.
The Thursday night game was our last win.
And so whatever it is, it's pathetic. And we got to do better than this. And we always make excuses for our boys because we love them. We don't want to see them lose. We pray that they get better. They do have some key components on the team, but we got to start using them. They got to gel together because the way they're playing right now, each side feel like stepping up a different week is just not going to happen. So hopefully, if that was our last win, this will be our first win again against that. This will be our first win against Atlanta.
Hopefully so. I mean, this is a game we got to win. We got to beat Atlanta, if no more than for a moral victory. We got to beat them at least from a moral victory standpoint, because I think that'll put our legs under us, and hopefully we can get an identity on the team that we play on a regular basis that we know. By the way, man,
no chemistry, Charmaine. No chemistry.
Prescott is really.
I told you.
I
told you. Can I get my credit? Can I get my credit though?
I've been watching this kid since Mississippi State.
No, my God.
And I remember when they had that really good run. Remember that year they had that really good run when he played Mississippi State, and they wound up losing it.
When he played Mississippi State, he played Mississippi State.
Huh?
He played Ole Miss.
No, he played Mississippi State.
D. Presser? No, I'm saying you said when he played against them.
No, when he
the
played.
Good Shepherd
played Mississippi State.
Okay.
Right.
He's still running.
He played Mississippi State, huh? He's still running in there.
That boy said the Good Shepherd. All right, come on.
He cracked under pressure there, so I was a little skeptical because he basically had the national championship in his hands until they faced Alabama, which Alabama's anybody could face them is going to be tough, but I didn't think he would do as good, especially on that big stage, man. Dallas is a big old stage.
Yeah.
And I just didn't think he would be that productive on a professional level, but it appears that I may have been wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think a lot of people wrong. You know, and I saw it in preseason. You don't really like to count preseason, but in certain players that have it, and he had it. You know, I think one of the people I was wrong about was Sam Bradford. I thought he was going to be like that. He thought he had it, but I mean, he doesn't have nothing.
Yeah, he has it. You got
SH stud. He has that. That's what he has.
That's what he is.
You know, but anyway, I think Dak Prescott is. Huh?
Didn't he get the star for Minnesota today?
Who's that?
Bradford.
Minnesota?
No. They played. Detroit played Seattle today, didn't? I mean, Detroit played.
Green Bay.
No. Detroit played already. Did they play Green Bay?
No, Green Bay. That's tonight, man.
That's Green Bay and the Vikings. That's
no, Green. That's Bradford.
So what?
So Bradford is for Detroit.
No.
Bradford
Are you playing that?
Bradford play? Oh no, you talking about Sam Bradford? Is Sam Bradford going to get the start for the Vikings?
Yes.
You think?
Yes, they made that comment that he was actually going to start for the Vikings today because obviously they don't like Sean Hill that much, and plus when you give up a first round pick and a 4th round pick for a player, you want to see what they got. So why not start them? But anyway, that'll be at 7:30 tonight, so that should be getting underway real soon. The Vikings.
About 20 minutes.
Yeah. So I mean, outside of that, guys, any other particular games or action that happened that caught y'all eye?
Seattle really caught my eye. What's going on in Emerald City with Seattle? Seattle losing today 9-3. Shout out LA for y'all first win.
Wow, that was a very much a surprise, you know.
Yeah, like 2 decades. That's the first game that LA has won.
Right.
I think they were playing them in LA too. So I mean, that was a pretty good game. 9-3.
None.
9-3. I wouldn't have liked to watch that game because I'm an offensive guy myself. The Texans have been real surprising this year.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's been waiting on the Texans to show something. And even, you know, when they had Arian Foster over there, you know, you were waiting on them to make something happen. This just might be the year for them, though.
Houston, I don't see anything. I don't see anything like detrimentally in that way, especially the division. The division isn't like screaming like strength. So I mean, I think it's there for the taking. I think the NFC West is definitely belongs to the Cardinals this year.
You know, and y'all screaming Cardinals. I'm not eating the pudding, man.
Well, I mean, Arizona.
I'm gonna go ahead and crown them.
Now you want to crown them with crown them.
Yeah, hit the microphone.
You don't crown them, crown them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really feeling Arizona this year. Like I said, especially when they went on a tirade and actually dismantled Tampa Bay, who I saw just last week, put up a pretty good performance. They beat them 40-7 today.
I tell you what, so I mean, you're gonna have a lot of surprises. Even though you're having a lot of surprises in college, I think you're gonna have a lot of surprises this year in the NFL. A lot of teams that you really didn't think were gonna make it, because if you look at it, man, they always make predictions every year in the NFL, and the predictions never seem to come to what everybody think they are. So you're gonna have I think Frisco is gonna surprise. I definitely think Dallas is going to surprise people. Possibly Tampa. I wasn't eating the Tampa pudding, but I'm gonna take me a little half of a teaspoon the Tampa pudding, and because I think they can be successful as well. Another surprise team I think is gonna be out there is Cleveland. Believe it or not.
Shout out to Cleveland for losing yet again. That made my day.
Huh?
You think Cleveland?
You know what? And out of the AFC, I'm a Saints fan out of the NFC, but out of the AFC, I am a Cleveland fan. Cleveland Browns.
I'm going for the Broncos. I like what I see.
Because he like OG.
Yeah, well, I like what I see with the Broncos this year, especially
running game and defense, baby.
Yeah, I mean,
just need a game manager back there. They was able to take it from Carolina, so I mean that was a tough win, man.
Yeah, they did. Once they won that, I mean, that kind of set the pace for this season.
Because I actually thought Cam Newton was going to actually win that game.
And they want to know who do we have going to the Super Bowl. Q, you first.
Oh man, Ant-Man. That's gonna be tough, brother.
Let's go.
Of course, I would like to. Of course, as every Saints fan, would like to put the Saints in there. But I can't crown them just yet. You know, it's
just yet. Well, wait a minute, are you serious?
I can't crown.
They're in your discussion.
Of course,
they're gonna be in the discussion.
So who you got?
Browns.
Who you got?
I mean, well,
they're close. They're same record.
Listen, man.
Cleveland does have more name brand players though.
And let's be logical. Have more name brand players than we do.
What do you mean?
What players? Name three people from Cleveland that you know.
Sorry, he about to take us all off this topic because he's still talking about we need name brand people. But you know what diffuses this name brand foolishness?
Right.
Because at the same time, bro, you had the Philadelphia Eagles, who had all the name brand people in the world. Mm-hmm. They had Vince Young, they had Asamoah, they had Cromartie, they had Deshaun Jackson, they had everybody pretty much. You had Michael Vick, you had all the name brands. Guess what? They didn't make it to they didn't make it to the playoffs. So this is your name brand theory flushed. So you don't need name.
You're listening to the PRO Media Network. The next level in entertainment.
I mean, the name brand thing. Carolina, of course, Carolina have any big name players. I mean, he can't name 4 people off the the Cleveland Browns team.
Oh, you agree?
That's one person. Who else you got?
That's all I need for now.
That's not no. And anyway, my picks I think for the Super Bowl to address Ant's question is I still like Carolina. Cam is gonna get better. The running game is there. The defense is still stout. And the I like Carolina from the NFC, and from the AFC I like Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh has defense, running game. They can stay healthy. I think they can take you apart.
To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you.
That'll be my pick.
Who I'm looking at, man?
Carolina and Pittsburgh.
TBH, I'm looking at Arizona and the Broncos.
I'm gonna go out of the AFC. I'm definitely gonna have to go Pittsburgh.
Hold it on.
I'm going to Pittsburgh, and surprisingly, I hate to do it, I think Carolina's going to go back.
Oh, so you agree with me? Carolina and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay, what you got? What you say? Arizona and
Denver.
Arizona and Denver. I don't know.
Absolutely, Arizona and Denver.
I really wanted to see Cowboys.
I just don't think so. I mean, I don't think Deke can take them that far, man. I mean, they'll get Romo back later on in the year, but one good hit and he's back on the bench. So
and Romo, man, he's a freaking skeleton.
Yeah, I think you need to kind of look at it. But anyway, looking at some of the injury news, they said that PJ Williams, a lot of people out there want to know how PJ doing. He got crowned. He got crowned pretty bad. But PJ, they said there's a report out saying that PJ is doing a lot better. And of course, you remember Vinny Vaccaro did leave the game. Zach Strief had a chest issue where he left the game as well. So PJ,
heart attack? Broken out?
No, I don't know. Well, I don't know. They didn't specify exactly what happened to him, but PJ Williams, thumbs up, y'all. PJ is doing better in the hospital. He was out for some time on the field. They said he was out, and the smelling sauce wasn't working. So
really?
Yeah, smelling sauce wasn't working.
Out.
And so, like I said,
his leg was in an uncomfortable. His leg was in an uncomfortable position, like for all the time he was laying on the field.
Yeah, he was
so
out.
I knew something was up.
Yeah, he was out.
And he didn't even get a thumbs up when they called him out. So
right,
said,
he was out.
Yeah,
out like a light. But outside that, that's the guys. That's a couple of injuries that happened coming out of the Giants. Zach Strief, chest injury, unspecified. Then we got the issue with Vaccaro, who was okay. He left that game, then came back in later on, and that's when he got caught with the laughing situation.
With that being said, now that you know that P.J. Williams was out, King Vitamin, Devin Bro, Fruit Ring.
You got to actually say you got to think too now.
Actually, is like one of y'all best cover corners.
All right, but those two out, and so you definitely went. Like I said, you went deep into the off-brand cereal. Now you had the cereal with bags up in that thing.
Which I eat those cereal, by the way.
Yeah, and he good, huh?
No,
all right.
I got a lot of kids.
Okay, but they held their own. They did. They held their own, and they stopped the two good receivers from getting in the end zone.
Until the end of the game.
Did they get in the end zone?
Before we get out of here, I know this is an hour-long wrap-up show that we're supposed to do like tomorrow, but for whatever reason we did it today because y'all were depressed. Can we get to my picks so I can glorify and herald myself as being a Swami, please? Can we do that?
Let's go.
Okay, we want to get my picks up. You got my picks right there. You want to pull them up and see exactly where I ended up at for my picks.
How y'all doing, Sports World?
Okay, this is self-gratification.
Self-gratification. We're going to start from
totally self-gratification by the way of
All right.
Maserati 5 here.
First, we're gonna start with.
We'll indulge him though.
You know what? I'm gonna start with a loser that I know I lost on. I did. I picked. Took 13.5 for San Francisco versus the Carolina Panthers. As y'all all know, the final score on that one.
46-27.
46-27. I lost that one. I took 3.5. Give them 3.5 with the Cowboys versus the Redskins. I won that one. Can I get your pen right quick so I can mark off what I won? I can see exactly where I am so y'all understand when I tell y'all this is the ball till you fall picks of the week. Okay. So I lost that one.
Carolina Cowboys 27-23 over the Redskins.
Right, and I was giving up 3.5. So you see Vegas really called that. I won by half a point on that one. Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Pittsburgh was giving up 3. Final score on that one?
24. Pittsburgh 24. Cincinnati 16.
All right, I won that one. Of course, I won the Saints and the Giants. Saints losing by 3.
16-13.
Right, they were getting 4. So I won that one. Pats and the Fish. Pats giving up 5. But it was 31-24. Yeah, I won that one. I didn't do the Chiefs and the Texans. I didn't do Titans and the Lions. Baltimore and Cleveland. Baltimore giving up 2.5.
25-20. Ravens.
I won that one. I lost the Seahawks and the Rams. I lost the Buccaneers one. Chargers giving up 2.5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
They won 38-14.
I would have put my soul on that game. Atlanta 6.5 over Oakland.
I'm going down there. Ooh,
I see you, booby, baby. What's up? Doing these picks, I gotta get my tickets in. So
the Atlanta score was 35-28.
35-28, so I won that one by half a point. Broncos and the Colts. Broncos giving up 4.5.
Colts and Broncos.
Broncos beat the Colts by how many?
Let's see here. Broncos 34-20 by 14.
34-20 by 14. And I got Green Bay giving up 3.5 on the line. So
that's not played yet. So yeah,
that's not played yet. And
Monday night game is Jets and the Bills. No.
It's Philadelphia.
Eagles
and
Chicago. Yeah.
So I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am 8 for 11 on picks, and those are the ball till you fall. Deadlock picks of the week. Do you understand that? I think it's time to play my theme song before we go into this final break. And if y'all want to call in, y'all still got time to call in. 504-450-6383. If y'all want to call in and weigh in on anything that we got going on. I mean, bro, I didn't say it was going to be easy. I did not say it was going to be easy.
Cool.
Shout out to everybody that follow us, man. Shout out to y'all. You know, we do this for y'all. This is y'all show. It's not our show. This is y'all show.
For all the super predators.
And we want y'all to call in. We want y'all to interact. We want y'all to express y'all concerns and y'all feelings of what y'all like and don't like, man. We might be able. This is y'all chance to have a voice. We don't have a conventional show where you got to call in and say. You can call in and just like lay it all out on the line. It really doesn't matter. Any closing thoughts y'all might have?
Well, we got Atlanta coming up next week, next Monday. I expect the Saints to come in there. No, it won't be no loss in the dome. That's just something. Because the Atlanta game, yes, I do think so.
Why do you think that?
I think that because I know the history of when Atlanta comes to the dome, they won't allow you to lose. They won't lose that game. If any game, they're gonna win the Atlanta game. So, and I think that'll get them going, and I think we'll be all right. Suede, last minute call?
Yeah, man. One thing I gotta say, bro. We're going into the Dome next Monday against the Atlanta Falcons at an 0-2 team, and they're being 1-1. It's a big rival. I don't think we're gonna allow the Falcons, like you said, to run us out the dome or beat us inside the dome. I think this will definitely be the first time this season that both offense and defense is gonna play, and they're gonna play as together like family. I think they're gonna get things together as far as coaching. I think Ray is gonna turn this junk ass song off. At some point. I think they tried to give Carmichael a chance at making calls, and it was his first time. Hey, maybe he'll get it together. Maybe Sean will take the goddamn board.
I don't think so. I think
give it that goddamn board, Carmichael.
I don't think he's gonna take it from Carmichael. I think it's an adjustment period. I think they'll probably put together one of the most complete games that you've seen against Atlanta, like they always do. So
and don't forget, because I did tell you guys that I think they are sucking on purpose. I do.
You got to expound on that.
I'll tell you what. If you Sean Payton, you call the first game, right? But you know what? I'm gonna get to you in the second game. If you don't just all of a sudden.
Sean Payton didn't call the first game. He turned it over to Carmichael the first game.
No, after the Raiders game, the headline came out to where he was going to start, right? He was going to start letting Carmichael call the games.
But that was prior to the Raiders game.
No, it wasn't.
That was a report.
I saw the title afterwards. I don't know when you saw it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying that was something that was said before that he had more control. Carmichael will be given more control of the reins, so he could focus on other aspects of the team.
Okay, all right.
So they did make mention.
If that's the case, you still sucking on purpose because Carmichael never called a doggone game for the Saints.
Why would you suck on purpose? What's the strategy in that?
To get a high draft pick. You got your eye on somebody.
Leonard Fournette, baby. Leonard Fournette, that could be.
I just
conspiracy
don't think
theory.
So.
I mean, dude.
I don't think nobody in the NFL, the way the defense played and the offense played.
Look at, have you ever seen Drew Brees like that before in your life?
It's an adjustment.
Because
why are you adjusting for what?
Because obviously Sean Payton for the last 10 years have been basically not a head coach but an offensive coordinator.
All right.
Okay. All right. So this is a step back, obviously, for him to play more of a head coaching role.
All right, but
why have an offensive? If I'm going to take the reins from Carmichael, I might as well fire Carmichael and become the offensive coordinator and run it myself. Now he tried to do that when he had Greg Williams, and that actually worked. Where he became the head coach and offensive coordinator, and he told Greg Williams, "Listen, I don't care what you do on your side of the ball, but that's for you. The defense belongs to you." And it worked. They was able to produce that year. Then the scandal came the next year.
Right,
the scandal.
The same thing with the other guy that came after him.
Spagnuolo. It just didn't work. It wasn't the same intensity.
To me, it's still.
I see what you're saying. I don't know if I agree with that.
It just still doesn't make any sense for me to just throw it to you this year, and then have not unprofessional, but the unskilled, unexperienced DBs in the back, and the way Breeze looked today, it just doesn't feel right, and it seems like they're sucking on purpose, and it seems like they have that 2-3 year plan ahead, and you have to start working on Breeze's backup, and you have to start getting some good players in there.
Well, this is my take. I don't think they sucking on purpose. But what I do think...
Slacking for Jackson.
I don't think that's the case.
Slacking for Jackson 2017. That's
campaign, baby.
I mean, maybe the Browns, that'd be more significant for the Browns
slacking
to do.
For Jackson. Okay.
But you've signed Drew to a 5-year contract. You're not going to issue him out $40+ million over a 2-year span for you to go and then...
It starts next year, though.
But listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense for you to give him $40 million over the next 2 years, then proceed to tank the season. If that was the case, I would then do not sign Drew Brees back, do not issue him a contract, let him go,
right,
and then go from there.
That's a money grab. You got season ticket holders.
You got season ticket holders, but
what you think the season ticket holders gonna do?
Go ahead.
Next year, when you bottom out, and trust me, bottom out is not as easy as you put it. It takes work to look terrible.
Next year's
now you can see they're looking
but
they're looking terrible. But that's not because of a lack of effort. That's because they are confused. A lot of the things that you see is confusion. You see Kobe Fleener not knowing where to line up at. You see Drew's pointing and telling people what to do.
I see people dropping balls. That's not confusion.
No. You see people dropping ball because that's a lack of concentration. That's
so
an aspect.
So dropping, it's all not confusion.
You played before.
Yeah, so it's all not confusion.
So the best aspect of being a wide receiver, because you was a wide receiver, your concentration is the major aspect of it. You play wide receiver too. On the street. So that's what I'm saying. You knew how to catch. Concentration is a key to that. But anyway, we like to thank everybody out there in the Facebook Nation for watching our show.
Slacking for Jackson, baby.
Also, we like to let y'all know that we do have our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, also on SoundCloud. You can go to SoundCloud, www.soundcloud.com/thesportscoma, and you can listen to all our old shows. Keep up with us. Also, you can follow us on our social media package, The Sports Coma, on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So please get chime in with us, send us messages. We'll listen. We'll answer your questions to the best of our ability. Thank y'all. Bless y'all. Y'all have a.
They say I'm too big. I'm too fast. I'm too tough. I'm too pretty. I'm not pretty enough. I win too much. I have to stop. They say I'm too me. I'm not what they want me to be. I still win. Anything else?
Yo, watch it. Let me hit you with the hook, yeah. Watch it.
They don't want us to do plans. So what we gonna do? Silk.
The Six, Raptors, Diamond, Key, New Ride, Old Ride, Bad Times, Good Times, Young Money, New Money, OVO, 29, 29, 29, Best I Ever Had, Worst Behavior, Old Crib, New Crib, October, Sound, Festival, Album Time Again, or Acting Time Again, My Friend, My Friends, Younger Me, Older Me, Me as Manny, Me as Jimmy, Me as Drake.
I'm a Saints and Pelicans fan, so the only podcast I can get my fix is The Sports Coma with Big Q. The guy's intense, funny, and they always keep it real.
Check out The Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on SoundCloud.